welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. We are growing one big family. Thanks to all of yous. And I am so grateful and humbled by your beautiful comments and your uplifting messages. Thank you so much. Okay. So we're going to just touch a few things. So if the video is too fast for you, up top there's 3 little buttons. You can click there, slow down the video to the speed you'd like. Also, you can turn on your CC closed caption, and you can read whatever stitch I call out down here. Take notes, pause the video, and you take it from there. It makes it more easier for people that have a hard time to follow YouTube. I also would like to mention that I do have a crochet group on Facebook. It's a private group. I will leave the links below if you want to be part of my group. We're, a bunch of beautiful ladies. You're more than welcome as long as you have a profile. There's a lot of scammers going on to the crochet groups right now, and especially with the links that says bit or cut. Don't open those links up. Those are scammers that go through your computer, through your phone, and steal every identity possible from you. So be very careful on that. I also would like to mention, if you'd like to donate to help out the women in need for thread, please do so. Below the video, there's a little bag with a $sign. You can donate there, whatever amount you'd like. Also, in the description box, there's my PayPal account. You can donate there, whatever amount you'd like. Or if you have extra thread and extra yarn, you can contact me through Instagram message, email me. You can contact me through the Facebook group. I also have a Facebook page and TikTok. So there's so many ways you can get a hold of me if you'd like to send out the thread or the yarn to these women that are desperately in need of it. I will send you their name and their address. You're more than welcome to do that, and we're grateful and humbled by it. Thank you so much. So most of the time I use a 3.5 hook, small one to tuck in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors. And 99.9% of the time I use 4-ply 100% cotton thread. These are Portugal threads. It's equivalent, the same thing as Aunt Lydia, number 3 cotton thread. Okay, just a little tiny little bit thinner, but not by much. So we're going to get started. I want to thank every single one of you again. I also would like to mention at the beginning of my videos, when I first started 2 years ago, I did not know how to call the stitch names in English. So the first couple of dozen of videos, they're not well recorded. First, the app was terrible, so it's half screens, horrible. And because I did not know the name, I would just, explain it my own way that I knew how, and I apologize for that. But if you go through some of those videos and you are creating those pieces, because there's some of you that have been texting me on it and questioning me, please feel free to ask any questions. I am here to help you. Some of them I have recreated, of course, with the proper codes for the stitch calling. Some of them I still have to create. I just haven't had any time for it. But don't hesitate. Question me, and I will answer you ASAP. We're going to get started. Thank you so much, everybody, okay? And, of course, if you have not subscribed, please do so and hit that bell notification for new uploads to be notified of the new videos that I bring out every week, okay? And so today we're going to create this beautiful doily or placemat by using number 3 Aunt Lydia for you. My 4 is the same as Aunt Lydia, so this is going to become a good size doily placemat. If you want to go just a smaller doily, then you can use number 10, or you can double number 10 by using 2 strips of number 10. So very simple, very delicate, and very gorgeous. And this is perfect if you have like leftover threads, yarn. Mix your combination of colors. It's just perfect for that, okay? So I'm going to use hook 3.5, small hook to tuck in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors, okay? I'm going to use different colors, of course, to have it stand out, okay? So whatever leftovers I have, I'll just be adding onto there. So let's get started, everyone. So the first thing you want to do is that magic circle. You make an X on your 2 fingers, put your thumb there, grab the back thread, bring it to the front, put it into position and do your first chain. Now you can close up a bit by pulling, and then we're going to do 3, actually 4, sorry. We're going to do a triple here. Now, because this is the first group, it will be like this, but we're going to do 8 groups of 2 triple incomplete. So we're going to do chain 2, come back in, whoops, try to get my attention here. So take out 2, take out 2, and leave the other one. Come back in, take out 2, take out 2, and now take it all out. Chain 2 again. So we're going to do this 8 times. Take out 2, take out 2, come back in. We're going to have 8 groups of 2 triple crochets. I'll meet you at the end. So I've reached the end, and I did my 2 chain. I'm going in where we closed off the first group with a slip stitch. I'm going to pull in my magic circle and close it up. In case you still have a hard time, then you can do a 6 chain. Okay. Now, I'm going to cut my thread. And of course, this is always changing colors, so you have to be always ready to be cutting your thread after almost every row, but there is some rows that will take the same color. So just go through in your loops, because the next row you're going to cover it with the double crochets. Then in the center here, you're going to go through. I'm going to grab my smaller hook because I don't want to poke big holes through here. I know it shouldn't because it pulls too much on the threads because it's a smaller hook, but you know, once you get the technique of it, you'll get used to it. So at least you're sure that nothing's going to come apart. And you basically do this to all of the magic circles that you do for any pattern. Okay, now I'm going to come in with my yellow. So you're going to do your slip stitch knot. You're going to come in where your 2 chains are. We're going to create little V's by adding groups of 2 incomplete double crochets. Okay, so chain 2. I'm going to come back in and do my double knot, of course, because this is the first group. It will stay like that. Chain 2. I'm going to come back in and do incomplete double crochet and close it up, coming into the next space, and again incomplete double crochet. So I'm creating little V's here, as you can see. Chain 2, back in again, and close it all together. We're going to do this 8 times, so we're going to have 8 groups again of incomplete double crochet. So I'm going into row 3. I did my slip stitch knot, coming back in with the white. Inside of the V, I'm going to do 5 double crochets. That includes with this single and 2 chain. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to do 1 chain, and I'm coming in between the groups with single, 1 chain. I'm coming in the V again and doing my 5 double crochets. So this is going to be like this all the way around. I'm not cutting my thread because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows to do of the white. 2, 4, 5. Okay, 1 chain in between the V's, single, 1 chain, and again. Always look ahead of the video in case mistakes can be done or change of plans. And I might have to go to video too because there's a lot of details in this doily. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I pretty much finished doing all my groups of 5 double crochet, 1 chain and single in between the groups. So 1, 2, 3, going into row 4. I'm going up 1, 2, 3 for double crochet, 1 more on the same place. Now row 4 and row 5 are identical the same. We always have to add 2 at the beginning and 2 on the last one. Okay, so double crochet next space, double crochet next space, double crochet next space, and 2 on the last double crochet in the same space. So we'll have 2, 4, 6, 7. Next row we'll have 9 because it's 2 at the beginning and 2 at the end. Here we're going to do 1 chain. And if your stitch is too tight, you can do 2 chain for space, okay? So 2 at the beginning, 1, 2, 3 double crochets alone, and 2 at the end. So row 4 and row 5 will be identical the same. I'll meet you at the end of row 5. Okay, you guys, so this is row 5, and I said I'd come back at the end of row 5, but row 6 is exactly the same thing that I almost forgot. So 2 in the first one and 2 in the last one. It's row 7 that's going to change a bit because we need to perform it almost like a heart shape. Okay, so row 7 is the same as row 5 and row 6. In 1 chain space. So basically your row 7, you're going to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, and row, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, row 6, I'm sorry. You will have 11, and row 7, you will have 13, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is row 6. Row 7, you'll have 13 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of row 7. Okay, everyone, so I finished row 6. Going into row 7, I'm going to do the walk. I call it the walk, slip stitch to the 3rd double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Next space. Sorry, not next space. We're going to do same space, 4 more double crochets inside of the space. That equals 5 with a 3 chain weaving up. One, 2 on your 3rd space, 3rd double crochet, single. 1, 2 on your 3rd. We're going to do 5 more double crochet. So it's going to look like a heart. And then we're cutting the threads after this and going in with different thread. 2, 4, 5. I'm going to come directly in between the space here and do a single. So you have like a heart shape, okay? Again, we're going to repeat 1, 2 on your 3rd one. We're going to create 5 double crochets. We're going to do this all the way around. Five double crochets in the same space. Skip 1, 2 on your 3rd one, single. Again, 1, 2 on your 3rd one, 5 double crochets. And then come into the space in between the pattern, the motifs, and close it in with single. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I pretty much finished, and I've closed my little hearts up. Now, Normally on this edge, we're going to work this edge here exactly like we have here. So I have this gold bling bling on it. Because I don't have any more gold bling bling, I'm just going to use black just so it can outstand the pattern. But if you have that gold or, you know, a similar color that you would like to use, then by all means. But what brings the charm on it is having that bling bling look, right? Okay, so basically you would start where we have the single. We're going to go right through the single and do a single. So right over the single with a single, okay? Now, we're going to go into the next space here. And we are going to do slip stitch, next space, slip stitch, next space, slip stitch. So this row is only all about slip stitch. The only time you do single is where we have the single, okay? So we have the single here in the middle of the heart. We're going to come right underneath here and do a single. Next space, slip stitch, and it goes on like this. Now, like I said, you can use whatever color you'd like. Okay, so very simple. I'll meet you at the end. I'm cutting my thread right after this and coming in with another color. Okay, everyone, so I'm coming back in with my yellow. Sometimes I just change my mind about colors, right? So we are going to work behind the single crochet that we did. We have the two loops, right? We have the first loop and then the second loop for that single. We're going to come behind it and do a single. And this is what you call like a double crochet, okay? And one chain, two chain. So that's like a double crochet. I'm going to try to hide my thread here while I can. So single, two double crochet, and then 5 more chain. Okay, we're making little like sort of V's. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we'll have a total of 7. I'm coming back in to the next little space here on the single and doing a double crochet. So now we're preparing a V behind here. We're going to do 1, 2 chain. I'm coming back in again into this first thread here of the single and doing double crochet, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 chain. Coming back in again into the second little loop there of the single and doing my double crochet. So we're going to do this all the way around. And then again, 1, 2 chain, come behind again into the where we have the black and create your little V again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the next little loop of the single and double crochet. So we're creating these little V's behind here. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I'm on my last one. As you can see, it starts pulling a lot, right? It starts curving a lot, but in the next row we'll fix up as we put the double crochets in. Okay, so my 2 chains, we have the single and 2 chain. I'm going to come in my second one. Of course, I tucked in my loose end here when I started, so sometimes it's a little bit hard to get it in. So now we're going to do 1, 2, 3 for double crochet and 8 more double crochets inside of the space of the V. So we'll have a total of 9 double crochets. All of the V's will have 9 double crochets inside. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9 double crochets. Okay, now as you see here, we have the 5 stitches here from the double crochets we did here of the heart. We're going to work on this back loop, so we're going to skip 1, 2. We're coming into the 3rd back loop under the 2 chain we have there. We're going to come through and do a slip stitch. Okay, we need to hook this in, and then we come directly inside of the V again, create a single and 1, no, not a single, sorry, we have to do the 9 double crochets. So we come directly in the V and do double crochet until we have 9 double crochets again. So very simple, nothing to it. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. Again, we're going to count. We're on the other thing of the heart here, the 5 double crochets. 1, 2, on your back 3rd loop, come in under the 2 chain thread also, and slip stitch, and back into the V, and create your 9 double crochets. So we're going to do this all the way around the same way, and then cut our thread. Okay, and then we're going to have to come and work here on these loops again, exactly like we did here with the black. Okay, you guys, so I've done my single. I came into the 1st double crochet on the 3rd chain, or 2nd chain, because we did a single and 2 chains, and I've closed in with a slip stitch. So I'm cutting my thread, I'm going to tuck in my loose ends, and I'm coming in with the black. Okay, so we're going to do exactly with the black as we did here. So it will be like this on all the rows that we'll do these little hoops, loops, whatever you want to call them. So again, I'm going to come in where we have the single, okay, and I'm going to do a single, exactly what we did with the other one. I can grab my single here. Okay, and then I'm going to try to tuck in my loose end. So I'm coming into the 1st double crochet here and slip stitch. I'm going to come into the 2nd double crochet, slip stitch. So it's all slip stitches again, exactly like we did with the bottom one. So nothing to it. And then we're going to again, I'm going to come in where we have the single here, and I'm going to do a single into the next double crochet, slip stitch, and so on. So very simple. Now, of course, this would look gorgeous with the bling bling gold, but I don't have, but it still looks pretty nice with the black. So once I'm finished this, I'm cutting my thread, and we're going to repeat the same thing as we did here behind these loops again. We're going to create V's. So I'm coming in with another color. Okay, everyone, so I'm coming in again with a different color. It's like a lighter terracotta brown, something like that. Kind of hard to figure out sometimes these colors. Okay, so we're going to repeat the same thing. I'm coming in behind where we have the single. We're going to create those V's again. So single, 1, oops, I'm going to try to hide my thread. 1, 2 chain. That would equal a double crochet, and then 5 more chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to come back in where we have the other loop here of the V, of the single, I should say. So we're creating in the middle, okay? And we're going to do 1, 2 chain. Again, we're coming behind here. Now, if you find it's too tight, you can do 3 chain. Probably best to do 3 chain. And then again, back into the little 2 lines here behind the single. Double crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain, creating those V's again to prepare for the next row. The next row, instead of doing 9 double crochets like we just did, we're going to be doing 11. So we're going to have an increase of 2, okay? So we're going to repeat this all the way around, the same way as we've been doing, okay? I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished doing all my little V's in the back with 3 chain, just to make sure it doesn't pull too much. So we started with a single and 2 chain. I closed in with a slip stitch on the second chain. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. We're going to repeat the same thing as we did with the 9 double crochets, but this time we're going to increase 2 more. So we're going to have 11 double crochets. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I also want to remind you, you don't have to do all of these different colors. You can use just, 2 colors, like let's say yellow, and then this would have been white, and then yellow and white, Okay, so again, we're going to repeat the same thing as we did with the other one. Now, this one we have 9 double crochets, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. On your 5th one, come in, close it in with slip stitch. Again, 9 double crochets inside of the V. We're going to repeat this all the way around, and then we're going to come in with a black again and do the same thing as we did here with the slip stitch. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Come directly and count 1, 2, 3, 4 on your 5th back loops, and close it in with slip stitch. My leftover thread. Okay, and repeat the same thing. I'll meet you at the end with the black, and we're gonna do again exactly like we did here with the black. Okay, you guys, so I finished. I'm coming in with the black again, and we're gonna do exactly the same thing we did. So on the single with a single, next space, slip stitch, next space, slip stitch, and again the same thing. Then you're going to cut your thread. We're coming in with the last row of these loops, so we're going to do loops again. Now make sure when you're doing these singles you don't tighten too much, because it's going to pull too much on the pattern. So we want the pattern to breathe, right? Actually, it doesn't look too bad with the black, even though I don't have the gold to put on there. But you can play with lavenders, purples, blues, light blues, aqua blues, royal blues. I mean, it would look stunning, right? Or even different colors of green, depending upon, if you're doing placemats, depending upon your table settings that you want to use. Okay, so I'll meet you on the next row. We're going to create the loops again like we did here, the 5 chain and the V's into the single. Okay, everyone, coming in again doing the loops. So I'm coming behind where I have the single, grabbing one loop of the black, doing a single, Try to hide my thread here. 1, 2 chain, plus 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Coming into the next black loop from the single, doing a double crochet. So we have our first V here. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. Coming into the next one, and create your V's again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if your chain is 2 stitch, you can do a 6 chain or 7, it's up to you. And 1, 2, 3, 4 chain coming into the next one, right behind. First loop of the black of the single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And into the second loop of the black. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much did the brown, the V's. Okay, with 5 chain and here 4 chain. So I've closed in on my second chain after we did the first single and 2 chain. That's what you call a double crochet. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. This time we're going to do 12 more double crochet. So we're going to have a total of 13 inside of the space of the V. Okay. I've done my 13 double crochets. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On my 6th one, I'm going to come in with a slip stitch, okay? Back into the V again and create your 13 double crochets, okay? And then we're cutting the thread and we're coming in with the black again. Okay, and this is going to be the last of these hoops. Okay, so very simple, nothing to it. It's just a repeat of what we've been doing. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone. So I pretty much finished again all my loops. Look how gorgeous these colors come will look, don't they? I meant to tell you that sometimes it's the towel underneath that doesn't bring out the pattern. So I've changed the towel underneath, and as you can see, it is absolutely gorgeous colors. What did I do with my hook? Oh, of course. Okay, so we're going to do the black. Same thing as we've been doing. So we're going to start by the single, where we have the single here, anywhere, but you got to grab it from right underneath and do a single. And I'm going to hide my thread. So single, 1, 2 chain, plus 5 more. 1, 2. No, what am I doing? Thought I was doing the loops. Sorry. Okay, so single. Sorry, people. Thought I was doing loops here again. Got deconcentrated, I guess. Okay, so single. And then into the next space, slip stitch, slip stitch, slip stitch, all the way around. So nothing changes. It's the same thing. We're just going to change the next row because we're reaching the end. It will be different. We're not creating any V's. Okay, so come into your single, go all the way in the bottom, stretch your thread up, your yarn, whatever you're using, and proceed again with your singles. Very simple, right? And I mean, you can use so many different color combos that, you know, each colors you use, the pattern stands out differently. So it's just amazing. Okay, so we're going to continue to do that. I'll come back to you at the end. I'm going to cut my thread, of course. Okay, everyone, so we're pretty much finished doing the black. Looking stunning. Coming in with the white, and I'm going to skip 1, 2. I'm coming into my third double crochet using back loops only. Okay, so 1, 2 on my third. So I'm doing single, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, trying to hide my thread at the same time. I'm coming into the next space and doing double crochet, 1 chain space, coming into the next, 1 double crochet, coming into the next, 1 double crochet, 1 chain space, coming into the next, 1 double crochet. So we have 2, 4, and 5. 1 chain. I'm coming into, hold on a second. So this will be 1, 2, and 3. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 2, 4, 5. Next space. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I have 8 double crochets and separated by 1 chain. Again, I'm going to come here on the next one and do 1, 2 on my third one. Again, double crochet, 1 chain space, double crochet, and we're going to do 8 double crochets, 1 per space, 1 chain separation space between them. So very simple, and doing 8 double crochets. So 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8. So I'm going to continue mine and meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished all my white. I'm coming in with the black. This is the last row, which will be picots. Another reminder, if you just wanted to leave just these loops without doing this edge, you could. It would look stunning. You could even add more rows if you wanted to. Okay, so I'm coming in to the first space here of the 1 chain between the first and second double crochet with a single. 1, 2, trying to hide my thread here, and 3 chain. Coming into the first single that we did. Of course, it's always tight. Always have to get the first one in with a smaller hook. Never fails, right? And I'm going to close in with a single. Okay, so we have our first picot into the next space. Single, 1, 2, and 3. Come into the first single. And close in with single. So we have 2 picots. Next space, single, 3 chain. Now we have 1, 2, 3. On my next one, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain. And closing in, this time with a slip stitch. I don't want to do the single closing in because it leaves too much of an open space, and I don't like that. Single, next space, 3 chain. So you're going to have 3 picots on one side, 3 on the other. Next space, 1, 2, 3, and again. 1, 2, 3. The only difference is I'm going to come directly inside of the same space here on my last P-cut, and then coming directly into the next space and do 1, 2, 3, and start my P-cuts all over again. Okay, so next space, 1, 2, 3, next space, 1, 2, 3, single and 3 chain, of course. So now I have my 3 P-cuts on this side, and on this next one I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Coming in, I'm closing in with a slip stitch on my 5th one, okay? And then next space, single, 1, 2, 3, do my 3 P-cuts on this side, single, 1, 2, 3, chain, close it in with single, and on my last one, single, 3 chain, close it in with single, but I'm coming back in with a single on my last P-cut, okay? And directly into the first space again with a single and my 3 chains, okay? So this is how it looks like. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I want to thank every single one of you for being here. Please give a thumbs up on the video if you like it, of course. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that bell notification for the new uploads. And I will see you in the next tutorial. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay, just want to show you again with the different colors. Look how stunning that looks, right? And of course, it makes a whole different, again, by using the gold bling bling. You can use the silver bling bling if you're using like into the grays, into the blacks, right? But I think this still, considering with the colors, I think it still came out gorgeous. Thank you, everyone. Until next time. Bye-bye.